The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death.
September 27th, 2021, you will push the vaccine. You will push it in pregnant women and follow all the HHS criteria. And if you don't, we will destroy you.
I've presented at the FDA advisory meetings. I've advised companies for decades on this, so I know the regulatory science very well. When a product definitely results in death, and there are thousands of peer-reviewed papers on this, Governor, the COVID vaccines in some people, sadly, result in death. Some on the very first day they take the shot. That must be a black box warning on the product immediately. I just checked the package inserts for the currently available products, the ones that Senator Blumenthal wants to pursue. Sounds like Governor wants to still pursue these. Our FDA still wants them to be administered. They still don't have the word death in the package insert. As of today, they don't. And so Americans are not fairly informed.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that the COVID injection caused some deaths? I mean, what do you think of the, 38,607 right now listed on VAERS? What do you think the real number is? And do you have any science to back up your opinion?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Holscher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
And again, by FDA's own laws, that should be included on that package insert, correct?
Immediately in 2021, Dr. Carol Tassetta, working with the Daily Cloud, wrote Peter's Marks in the summer of 2023 and said, where's the black box warning? Where is it? No word from Marks.
Dr. Vaughn, you want to weigh in on the informed consent?
Well, the other thing is, I think emergency use authorization, actually by definition, when you fill out the documents for the patient, if they read it, it actually says that they should make sure that they are under no compulsion to get this product. And that is what's so confusing, because even though the product was mandated in the summer, at the end of the summer of 2021, the product on the shelves was still the EUA product. And in that sense, for somebody to be mandated to something that they also have to sign to say that they weren't mandated to do it is kind of hard to do legally.
By the way, that's the subject of a couple oversight letters in terms of the whole full authorization type of thing. Dr. Thorpe, quickly?
Yes, on informed consent, there was completely the opposite in pregnant women. HHS appears to have captured the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and my research team, including Maggie Thorpe, JD, have proven that with the Freedom of Information Act.
For a few million dollars, correct?
Many $1 million. They captured ACOG. In December of 2020, everybody at ACOG and the other organizations, we're not going to push this vaccine in pregnant women. In the span of a pregnancy, 40 weeks, September 27th, 2021, you will push the vaccine, you will push it in pregnant women and follow all the HHS criteria. And if you don't, we will destroy you and your professional career will take your license away and we will decertify you. That went out to 60,000 OBGYN doctors. So
we probably should have expanded the title of this: corruption of science, federal health agencies, what would you call those? professional organizations?
These are the three organizations that essentially govern obstetrical care, not just in the United States of America, but the whole
By
world.
the way, I wanted to ask you, to what extent are the medical journals funded by various conflicting organizations, pharmaceutical companies? I've heard Chinese interests. I mean, are you aware of that? You were talking about the article written by the editors of the New England Journal of Medicine.
Yes, I'm aware of the study by Wen and colleagues, David Daniel Wen, that was just published October 10th of 2024, documenting that 1.06 billion with a B dollars went to the reviewers of the medical journals, of probably the most influential medical journals: New England Journal of Medicine, Lancet, BMJ.
And that's coming out of the pharmaceutical industry.
That's correct.
So, Dr. Walscott, as a vaccine injured, do you believe you received informed consent?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, informed consent, and I, as a physician, I believe strongly in informed consent. Informed consent requires true and transparent data. And we can sit here and hear the mantra or the typical narrative of safe, effective, saved millions of lives, but in reality, that's not true.
All right, Shalom. Welcome to another video. And as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachash. And next, double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the Great Millstone, who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or whether they forbear. So this is going to be a reaction to the clip that I put in the introduction of this video. I'm not even going to say what it was about. You saw it. All right, I don't want to get this video flagged. This is not medical information. All right, got to say all these things. Okay, but what do we always tell you here at GMS? All right, what have GMS men been telling you for years? All right, we'll go ahead and dive right into that, man. Yahweh Ratzah, meaning Heavenly Father's will, is edifying to the elect. Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away." Never trust thine enemy, though. All right, never trust thine enemy. All right, when this happened years ago, all right, we saw that something was wrong. Okay, GMS knew that something was wrong, not to partake in the serpent's piss, not to take that dragon juice. Okay, and now look, what did we just hear that scientist, that doctor, talking about? What did he say were the effects of it? All right, and once again, okay, it's gonna be the same. This is the foreshadowing of what's gonna happen with the MOTB. All right, GMS telling you never trust thine enemy. Don't indulge, don't partake, okay, with certain measures that go forth, okay, because they will destroy you. All right, and like I said, a lot of people, even in other Israelite congregations, a lot of people took it, and a lot of them dropped. A lot of them ain't around no more. A lot of them in the spirit world. Why? Because they trusted in their enemy. All right, continuing on in verse 12, it says, "Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith." All right, you don't want to have to learn the hard way. You don't want to have to be sitting in a hospital bed somewhere, okay? You know, because why? Because you didn't listen to what the prophets told you, all right, of what was coming down the pipeline. You got to understand that the word of prophecy, all right, time-specific instructions from Yahweh Shai. It's his testimony. The spirit of prophecy is a testimony of Yahweh Shai on what to do and what not to do in these last days, of the different traps, snares. Okay, as the scriptures say, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Okay? Matter of fact, let's get that right quick. All right, let's go to, I think it's 2 Corinthians 2:11. Okay, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. All right, we know what these Edomites, what they're all about. The rest of the world, you can trust in them, and you'll be dismayed. You'll be perplexed. All right, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Let's go to that word devices. All right, down here, Strong's G3540, the word noama, noame, noama. And you see it says a mental perception, a thought, an evil purpose. All right, that which thinks, the mind, the thoughts, or the purposes, the mind, the thoughts of Esau, Edom, starting off with their elites, the elite banking families, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the Bloombergs, the Eisenhowers. All right, what is their thought process? What are they constantly trying to do? Trying to destroy the people. All right, trying to see how they can gain more control, more power, to your detriment. All right, and if you don't realize that, then when these things happen, you're going to be caught up. Okay? So remember, once again, is at the second part of that verse 12, it says, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. You don't want to be pricked like, dang, I should have listened. Okay, and once again, that's a foreshadowing. All right, the serpent's piss, a lot of people got deleted from that. But all right, if you take the next thing that's coming, all right, which is the MOTB, okay, you're gonna get much worse than just being deleted in a hospital bed. You're gonna get being deleted by Yahweh Shai in the presence of the Lamb and in the presence of the holy angels, pursuant to Revelation 14:9. If you take that MOTB, this is verse Sirach 12:13. Now it says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? See that? Okay, and that's exactly what it is. All right, who will pity? Who's going to pity you? If we told you don't take the chip, you took it anyways. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. That's why the guy who came up with all this stuff, he got pardoned. Before all this information even came out, he's already been pardoned. Bet you didn't know that. All right, Mr. Fauci. Okay, why is that? Because they knew the whole time. They knew exactly what they were doing. It's a biological, biochemical warfare. Okay, but if you're up on prophecy, you knew to never trust your enemy, and you wouldn't have got caught up in these different things. Let's go to Job, the 21st chapter. All right, Job 21 and 27. I'm going to start at verse 27 and read on down, matter of fact. All right, it reads, it says, behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. The righteous is aware of these things, because they're occupied in prophecy. For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face? And who shall repay him for what he hath done? And that's us. Okay? As it says in 2 Thessalonians 2, I believe verse 8. Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and destroy with the brightness of his coming. Well, that's exactly what's happening right now. All right? He's being declared his way to his face. He's being called out. And who shall repay him for what he hath done? And the answer is Yahweh Shai. For both of those, because we're bringing out the testimony of Yahweh Shai, the spirit of prophecy. All right? And accusing the wicked to their face. Okay? But once again, okay, let this be a foreshadowing, a warning for what is to come next. Okay, don't listen to these 501c3 paid off lackeys. The mark of the beast is sin. The mark of the beast is an embargo. There may be a chip. Okay. These are the same guys that told you when that thing came out before. Just like we saw in the video, that thing came out. They said, oh yeah, it's fine. Go ahead and go take those waters, those Maxine waters. All right. They said, go ahead and take it. Okay. That's what they told you. All right. Just remember that. And then look what you see what's happening now. Look what you see what's been happening for the past few years for a lot of people who fell for that. All right. So that's it. Just a warning. I'm going to close it out. Yahweh righteous hours that are fine. As always, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachodash. Until next time, Shalom, and abide the ball.